Wes found his voice, and then Gabby took it from him. Lindsay thought her party was totally chill. And Jesse's lies have their very own tombstone. If only he was buried with them. I'm kidding. I don't want him to die.
One can dream.
Welcome to Showmance, the only show on the internet doing deep dives on shows with no depth.
Shows as shallow as the love that Paige apparently had for any boyfriend she's ever had. That was a little womp womp. If they were an ex and they caught that episode,
Was a little way harsh, Ty.
Yeah, that was a little maybe something they didn't need to know.
Yeah, everybody doesn't need to know everything. You know what I mean? Did you do drugs in college? Don't tell your parents.
Yeah.
I have a theory. Bravo is having an off year. Just all of Bravo is having an off year because this Southern Charm and Summer House, I love them both, watching them both, grateful for them both. But this was not a great season, and the finale was such a snooze fest. And, you know, I did say I've actually said it throughout this season, and I said it for Southern Charm. We had such bangers last season.
Yeah.
That you can't have. It's like winning 2 championships back to back. You're not going to win 2 World Series back to back. You can, but it's rare.
Go Doyers.
You know what? This year, Bravo just didn't win. Did anyone else think this was a bad episode? It's for a finale?
Wait, a season or an episode?
It wasn't a great season for me. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great considering the fact that I'm obsessed with this show. And I thought the finale was particularly terrible.
Yeah, the finale sucked. The season sucked because, like, I feel like can speak for a lot of people, but who knows? Maybe people will disagree. But I don't care about Jesse Solomon. He's not an interesting character to me. He's not. Like, we were basically forced to just like follow this meathead all year. He like brought really nothing that like I really care to see or whatever. And with Lexi, I think that Lexi definitely has stuff that I'd like to follow, but she was brand new. So we didn't really know that we cared for the first half. And then here we are. The entire season is just them, really, you know,
honestly.
Yeah. And some side shows here and there, you know, Lindsay's having to carry the rest of the show with her dinner table.
Lindsay's already carrying a human.
Yeah.
Like, and she's got to carry the show on her back. I know Carl's still trying to find Carl.
Yeah.
Paige had an off season because she was depressed all season, which God bless. I think she's feeling better. Apparently, the last scene of this episode would let us know she is feeling better, but doesn't take away from the fact that she had an off season. Kyle and Amanda were in Italy all summer. Jesse is not giving main character energy.
Yeah.
Imrul was cut out of the entire season, and he also wasn't an interesting character for me. Bailey was literally scrubbed out of the entire show.
Yeah.
West was mute all season because he didn't want anyone to get mad at him. Sierra was there. Sierra, you know, sang for her supper.
Did she?
When she wanted, you know, when she felt like it, or when somebody irritated her, you know, but
she had episode.
I thought she was more present than Carl.
Yeah, no, Carl is really like, that is a real privilege for Carl to get to stay on and do nothing. Next to nothing. Like, he's opening a bar, or he's talking about opening. Yeah, he's talking about it. So I don't know. Like, I can't imagine another player that could get asked back again, giving the kind of season Carl gave, and really not has been, because he's obviously was engaged to Lindsay the prior year, so that was a big year for him. But
that's why he gets a bogey.
Exactly. I think that's
season 9. As
I think
bogey.
that all of us knew we weren't going to expect much from him, you know, and we were like fine with that.
And it's fine to not expect stuff from 2 characters, but when you can only expect stuff out of 2 characters, that's when the problem starts to happen, because really no one else was bringing anything this season. I don't know.
It's almost like a privileged year, because it's like both of those shows are in their, like, you know, 9th and 10th seasons, and it's like you've had so many good ones, and then what do you do with them? You know, obviously this is TV, people get thrown away all the time, but like, you don't want to encourage just throwing people away who have helped you build something into like something so amazing that's like, you know, worldwide now, and all the things. Like with Danielle, when she shows up, pops in or whatever, I just keep going like, Danielle, like, they've asked you to turn in your key card and like you just keep like, did you get the voicemail I left you last Friday?
But she keeps coming in with the best one-liners.
Oh, so, what? You got your jammies on afternoon?
No, the death of
How are you and Jesse? I broke up with him. Again?
Okay.
Yeah, Danielle. Again. And again probably at the reunion. And again later in this episode.
I would be shocked if she was at the reunion.
Danielle?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying Lexi.
Oh. Did we figure out that this is a shortened season?
Imrul had mentioned it on Watch What Happens Live. He said, we shot for 6 weeks and we know that they don't normally shoot for 6 weeks.
Right.
And the cadence of this season was weird. I want on the top of the episode, everyone gets in the car and we are heading out to the Hamptons. And at the end of the episode, I want
get in your cars and drive out.
We're going home or whatever.
Yeah.
Every time they were splitting the weekend between episodes, it's like you're so close to having an orgasm and then,
So that's what
slips right through your fingers.
I have been very happy with so much of Lexi's work this last half of the season. And I feel like she got a real raw deal on the fact that they're basically now covering the breakup in 4. Because yes, it was 2 breakups. I understand that you think that that's too many, but I think it feels like 4 breakups because it happened. There was a Friday and then a Saturday and then a Friday and then a Saturday, and it's been shot over 4 weeks.
Agreed.
So she didn't really it's their fault for giving it to us the way because literally last episode everything was tied up. There was nothing more to tie up. There was a second argument between them here. Had we just seen that last week, we would have just been it would have been a banger episode last week because last week was good. And then
we did see it last week. We also saw it the week prior, and the week prior was the only time we needed to see it. We saw it. Everyone knew at that point Jesse was an idiot. And everyone was ready for Lexi to put the hammer down on this dude. She did it. The entire world rejoiced. There was peace on earth for 48 hours. And then didn't we show up next week ready to move on and ready for Lexi to go be a part of the house now? And, oh, you're not? You're back with this dude? So why? So you can break up with him again? Okay, cool. Let's see what we got. How long is this going to take? Oh, we're doing a whole another episode of this? Okay, cool.
2.
But you're broken up now, right? Great. Fantastic. Now we're here this weekend. What are we doing? We're arguing again, and now you're going to cry at the table that you don't trust Sierra and that you're not friends with any of the girls. What are we doing here? You had this opportunity 2 weeks ago to do this, and you chose to reenact a breakup.
All I'm saying,
and now you're crying that you don't have any friends, and the only friend you had, you broke up with.
Okay, well, this was just a general. This was just a general note on that. Dividing up the weekends is a no good, and it's problematic, and it puts a lot of pressure on storylines that would be firecrackers in one. It makes them start to be wait, is it still going? It's fizzling out. I don't know. It makes that second episode just suck, and then we blame the people that are involved in it. Lexi has every right to break up with someone, have that week of can we maybe make this work, and then break up again. That is a very, very normal. I would say most people break up twice if they've been, that's a thing.
It's almost like Bravo with every episode. It's like they were telling a joke and splitting the joke and the punchline between the episodes.
Yeah.
And so by the time we get to the punchline, you're like, I don't remember what was were there was it a priest and a rab? No. Okay. It was a nun and a rab.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going. Who even cares at this point?
And anytime that you stretch things out, your audience is getting expecting a bigger bang because it's the build up.
Give me a bigger payoff.
Yeah.
I also think that that's why this finale fell flat because they did just tease it for so long, and then we'll get there. But then the finale that they teased wasn't the finale, or the end scene of the finale that they teased wasn't the end scene that we really saw. What?
I know.
I feel like the cast and maybe all of Bravo, they just have they're giving senioritis energy.
Yeah. Oh, they've been giving that for sure. All of Southern Charm was it was just the worst.
The Southern Charm season, this season, it's summer. It's senioritis energy. And
Yeah.
that's not what I
Yeah.
paid for.
I've heard some rumors about that they are legit spinning off. Like what do I know? Legit? Why'd I use that word? I don't know anything. Like I'm just, scrolling around, seeing things here and there. But sometimes people say things in such a matter of fact way that you're like, well, that seems like she knows.
It's legit until it's not.
Yeah, it's legit until it's not. But the latest rumor that I've heard, is that they do go ahead and they're all back next season. They all stay for season 10, but then they go immediately and the OG spinoff.
They better.
Like back to back. Like they go right out of the summer house, drive back into the city, and their new series starts from there. So, and it's kind of centered around Kyle and Amanda and Loverboy, and then the girls all doing their thing. So
give me that, or give me Jeff.
And if that's true, that's incredible.
Yeah,
because that's
all
all
we
that's
need.
all we ever wanted.
Correct.
Yeah.
So can we top of the pops?
Yeah.
All right. So obviously, because they're splitting everything up, now here's the other half of the sandwich.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Barf sandwich.
I actually could really go for a sandwich
I
right
know,
now.
me too. I'm starving.
Oh, it'd be so good.
Let's get some sandwiches.
Joey's favorite food,
Yeah. From where?
Jersey
Mike's. Okay, should I just order it?
Okay. This is so exciting. I'll take the vegetarian, please.
All right.
No, you just made it not exciting.
But I'm not making you eat it. Extra O and V. That's how you do it in Jersey. You walk in, you're like, I'll have the number 11, extra O and V, extra S and P.
Do people go to Jersey Mike's in New Jersey?
Yeah, we love it.
It's weird.
No, it's not. It's our namesake.
But is Jersey Mike's from Jersey?
Yeah.
I doubt that.
Okay, we're at the dinner table. It's so annoying that we're literally at the crumbs of the argument from last week. And I think personally for me, the most upsetting part of this dinner table scene is West's sweater in his confessional. Wes, stop. I get it. You're trying to be original, which I like. I say it all the time, stand for nothing, fall for anything. It's a horrible Bill Cosby sweater.
Yeah, I can't remember who called him a risk taker, and it's like,
Paige.
Was it been taking?
She's like,
yeah.
I like a risk taker.
I like that too. There are just certain things like, why risk it?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Like,
we don't need
what's
to
the
take
payoff?
those risks.
Yeah, we are. There is actually no risk. This is a loser.
Yeah.
He's trying to be a fashion icon.
Oh, he's
Do
not.
better.
Yeah. I think for me in this scene, the only part of it where I was just scratching my head and my leader, my queen was letting me down, Paige, when she said to Wes, like, no, speak up, and then was really backing him
Yeah.
instead of Lexi. I'm not saying she needed to back either of them, quite frankly. I just don't understand why. Here's all I could think of, because it also pops up when they get into this next scene right after this, when her and Jesse are talking on the couch afterwards. I am curious to see what she says at the reunion, because I have to believe that the Paige, that the only reason that she's sitting here saying like, no, speak up or say something, or you didn't cheat on Lexi, so like you weren't that bad of a dude or whatever, is because I don't think she realizes how much he's talking out of both sides of his mouth, and that this girl isn't crazy. He has just painted her out to be some jealous nutbag all season.
Yeah.
Or either that, or she just really doesn't like Lexi and she's down.
None of the girls have ever backed Lexi except Gabby.
Yeah, I was going to say Gabby rides for her, and I appreciate
But
it.
like that,
Well, they
but
did
even,
on breakup number 1. They were all pretty hard.
but only for a hot second. And like, so they didn't all season for like the first half of the season. Then they did when Amanda found out that maybe Jesse was being like the little two-faced or lying or whatever. But then it seemed like she broke up with him, and we're cool. Everyone did their job. Moving on. Why are we still here? You guys went and had dinner? You had dinner with mom and sister to have a conversation. Okay, cool. Oh wait, we're doing this again. We're gonna do a whole breakup again. Like, I got the vibe this week that the girls, they don't really like Lexi. Like that might be a thing.
Yeah.
That maybe Lexi wasn't super nice or wasn't. And maybe she just was obsessed with this new boy, and that happens, and you meet a girl or a dude, and like all summer you're just you want to be with each other all the time. you forget about everybody. Your friends text you and they're like, hey, do you, you know? So like that could have happened all summer. But it definitely seemed like the girls they didn't like it, you know? Like they weren't going to say it so much. And again, when they found out Jesse was being an asshole, then of course they were like, okay, we got to step in here. But I don't think they cared. Like at the end of the day,
That's a
they
bummer
chose
to me.
Jesse. Like everyone chose Jesse. They did not choose Lexi for I don't know why. This week I was like, something's going on here.
Yes.
They're not into this girl.
And I just feel like they all wasted their vote. Like you're electing this dum-dum,
Yeah.
like as, you know, the mascot of the summer house. He just sucks.
You
like
know
on
why?
so many levels. Like Paige, why?
And
I
somebody
get that
said
you
that
can be-
Gabby, I don't know who it was, sorry to interrupt you, but somebody said, just to get back on the Gabby thing, that Gabby is ride or die no matter what. Like if she will ride for the girls, no matter what. Like cool.
Lindsay said that.
Cool. So like great. But now I'm like, okay, that's fantastic. But like now I got to wonder if I can trust that because like you're the only one riding for this girl right now. That seems a little weird.
I just think that she, from the beginning, has like, Wes is complaining that like, oh, I just, she's never shown a relationship here, but she's, everybody here has gone through this thing, and she hasn't. And he gets annoyed that she hasn't.
No, he didn't say she hasn't shown one. He says you can't talk shit on other people's relationships and not have people talk shit on your own relationship, something along those lines. Because I remember thinking like, well, maybe she doesn't have relationships worthy of shit being talked about.
Yeah, and maybe she doesn't bring that.
She's
like
also dating
she's
people
winning
outside
the
the house.
game, you dum dums.
Yeah.
Like
she's the only one who hasn't dipped her pen in the company ink.
right. Sorry, Wes, that you didn't have any self control to not do that. Like strive for better. Gabby's achieved that, and I think that the one liners that she brings blow Danielle's out of the water.
Same.
I think she's brilliant and beautiful and has style and is so unique.
Oh,
and I know a lot of
I love
people
Gabby.
like I know that there's a lot of people that are just like, what does she do? She doesn't do anything. She does enough for me.
Yeah, she
Same.
does.
I think she is such a good
If Carl
friend
if
in that
Carl
house.
stays, Gabby stays.
I would rather see Gabby there than Carl if we are losing someone.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Yeah.
Gabby became like, full on comic relief. Like she's super funny. And her one-liners are bomb. I remember saying a few weeks ago that Lexi, when I was on my like, oh, Lexi's gonna save the world, Lexi boot camp, that she was number 1 and Gabby was 1B, and now Lexi's like, she's not, but like, I don't know.
You are such a fickle friend.
I know.
Mike.
I mean,
No,
you
I'm
were
not.
literally worshiping her.
You called
For
her
1
Queen
week.
Straight
Lexi.
worship.
Yeah, listen.
So how do you
part of my
worship so
thing-
hard that then like you didn't like then she never earned that?
Maybe
and
Mike's
you,
a love
you were
bomber.
just given you're a worship bomber.
I'm not a worship bomber. It happened with one person. What I am
Oh,
is,
only takes one to get a bad reputation.
what I am is a horrible judge of character.
This is true. He gave Jesse a chance on the other show on the Valley. Just saying. Okay, wait. But I do think that there is something's in the girl's craw about Lexi.
Yeah, we talked
and-
about this last week that it seems like something happened in that 1 week. It seems like they got some new information. But I just want to know where's the information coming from, because if it's coming from Jesse, that's a problem.
Right.
But
that's
maybe,
why
yeah.
I'm curious to hear what Paige has
Yeah.
to say at the reunion, because if all of them watch it and don't see what the three of us agree on nothing,
Yeah.
nothing I say, and all of us have agreed that Jesse talks out of both sides of his mouth. He made her look bad. He was not just trying to get advice from his friends, or if he was, he understands things he has like understanding dyslexia.
Yeah.
Like it's the exact opposite of what actually happened. And if they can't see that, when West saw it, because you saw his face on Watch What Happens Live, Andy Cohen saw it.
Yeah.
If none of them can admit to that during the finale, then I call bullshit.
I have
But clearly they didn't, because the finale's already been filmed.
No, I know, but we haven't seen it.
Right, but to Watch What Happens Live and all these things where we're like, oh, this guy hasn't learned anything, that all happened after the finale.
No, I think West, when he was on Watch What Happens Live, said he did not agree with Jesse when he was like, no, I wasn't mad that she was flirting with you. And West was like,
You
"Re-
were.
You were. We saw it. And even
And he's
Andy,
like, it's fine. Like, I think we've also, if we haven't already talked about this, I just don't even think Wes, like, like fucks with Jesse. Like I think that
Same.
he does like
Yeah.
for the purposes of like, oh, we're on this show together and like we're the two new guys and like strength in numbers or whatever. But I think that he looks at Jesse like such a dork and like it's just like not a bro that he would like hang with in the city.
Yeah,
like, when
Harris
they're
in our
not
comments section said it, and I agree with him. You
Yeah.
only see them together,
Yeah.
like when they're doing posting stuff about each other. It's all work related.
Yeah, it's all
It's never just
Do you remember who brought West?
Lindsay.
Yeah. That's crazy. I forgot that.
But last night on Watch What Happens Live, she's like, "You gotta love the guy. He's good TV or whatever."
Yeah,
And
she also says bring back Luke.
which I agree with.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't hate that.
If anything, he's just so cute.
Yeah, one thing.
You don't think
okay,
Luke is cute?
Not as much. Like everyone is obsessed with this. Like I've heard Luke is so hot, Luke is so cute, Luke so much that I'm like, what?
Well, that's because Luke is so hot and Luke is so cute.
he is those things, but also like. I just think
He's
it's so
just
insulting who they
regular.
keep. And we already talked about this before a few episodes ago, how like all the girls on the show are bangers and all of the dudes are just slops. Like just dorks, losers, but like fuckboy dorks.
Yeah, there's
like,
one dude on that show that's so cute. That's like can qualify for like like
Who?
the amount of reactions that people give Luke is Andrea. Like there's nobody
Oh,
else.
Andrea
Oh,
is gorgeous.
All
yeah,
the
yeah.
other dudes on that
Yeah.
show are just, and I'm not saying they're ugly. They're just they're average. They're just regular ass dudes,
Yeah.
objectively handsome. Some people look at him, yep. Oh, but Luke is just, I don't know. Like I don't know.
Have you
He's
seen him
just
whittle wood, chop the abs. It's
Yeah.
good. It's good stuff.
it's definitely good, but I'm not here for any more fuckboys. Like if
No,
if
no.
Luke has progressed into life where he is like looking
But-
to actually find a real
Person.
connection and
if the rumors of the spinoff are true, it seems like no one's into fuckboys anymore. Like that fuckboy train is probably broke down or left the station, and,
And
no
can you
one's
run
really
over the
hopping
fuck
on.
boys on the way out
Yeah.
of the station?
or make them so hot that like we're just like okay like well I guess I would too if I could
you know what it is?
but
It
like they
becomes-
can't be these idiots.
This is the thing. When you are an F boy, it's either you're not that cute, but you've got this swagger, right? So
Yeah.
then you just get annoyed with all the girls for falling for it because,
Exactly.
right? So now you're angry.
I'm angry every day that the shorts that I have time to make in the current timeline, it's only Jesse is ones that you'd make them about. And I am furious with myself for having to make them and being like, this guy sucks. Like he deserves none of this.
Yep.
None, zero. And he's gonna leave this summer and all the girls are gonna fall over with their legs open.
Don't do it.
Don't do
girls.
it. You're all
Don't
gonna do it because you're whores.
No, that's don't say that about our up and coming.
They're gonna
future
do
of
it
this
because
country.
everybody is obsessed with people on your TV, people on your TikTok. Like everyone loves Summer House. You think you're just gonna go back and have an after party.
After party in his pants.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's just a big looming question we have for that kitchen scene. I feel like all of us are unresolved with like, why was Paige pushing? I get that West doesn't have like a voice this summer, which
Yeah.
is his making, his fault. I don't
Yeah.
feel bad for him. Find your own voice, West. Okay, I'm still confused about it.
Right.
I don't understand why
don't either.
the girls aren't down for Lexi and.
Two more thoughts. I didn't care that Sierra took all year and didn't talk to West. I was all for it. Do whatever you want. I think that we talked about how like people are like, oh, they can just be friends again. They were never friends. It was always a boy in pursuit of a girl. So there wasn't like a friendship to go back to. They were going to have to rebuild that. So I didn't expect there to be any just like, oh, I guess we're just friends again, whatever. I do not respect that the day that she comes along and goes, no, please speak. It's literally to get her out of the hot seat. The only reason that she's like, oh, I compliment West on what he's saying here or whatever it was. Like, no, I thought you did a good job. You have not given West an attaboy of any level. I think of one all season. And then you do it when you're you're basically kind of in the hot seat, and West is taking the heat off of you by bringing these questions. West had one good question, which I think we can it made the most sense, and it really was the question to be asked. What happened in the 2 weeks that have transpired from the last time you broke up with him? Because nothing really happened. Like
And her answer was that. Well, I didn't trust him. Well, you didn't.
Yeah, you
that's
didn't
why
trust
you
him
broke up
before.
with him the first time.
Yeah. And I don't care that Lexi's making a meal out of this breakup, because Jesse deserves whatever he gets. If a woman wants to go and like do that to him 5 more times, great. He's not a sympathetic person. He's deserved it 10 other times that we didn't get to see. So I don't care. The thing that I didn't love when she said to Sierra, sorry, I don't trust you. Because it's not about, you don't need to trust Sierra. You need to trust Jesse.
Yeah.
You need to trust Jesse.
It's not on Sierra.
It's not on her. So I don't care that you don't trust her. And I felt like she got a little
over her skis.
Exactly.
Yeah, me too. I didn't like that she said that to Sierra.
And she hadn't done it all season. She'd been like perfection, like in her arguments of things and in her explanations of things to all of us and whatever. So that was a bummer that she let that slip. I'm sure that she wishes she hadn't.
But she did say that it was Jesse that made her not trust her.
Right. Of course. But still, just to have that moment, because that was the moment of the dinner table takedown, is of her shifting to Sierra and going, I don't trust you. I'm sorry. I don't trust you. Like that was because he goes to Paige's face and Paige is like,
but also in all seriousness, Sierra didn't do anything to her for her not to trust her.
Well, but here's what she said. And this was my favorite thing that was said. And it probably means nothing to anyone else. But I have found there to be like this divide of people who are like thinking either Sierra's at no fault, she's done nothing this whole time, or Sierra was provoking him and Sierra didn't like Lexi and she was jealous of her. Like there are 2 extremes going on right now. They're saying, a lot of people are saying you're making something out of nothing. No, we're making maybe too much out of something, but something, it's a something. The way that Sierra has behaved with Jesse, it's not the end of the world, but it's something. It's not nothing. And Lexi said, from what I've heard about this whole summer, is that you guys let things go too far and it got weird. And that's I was like, even though that might be the most simplistic, like simpleton, like what, like who cares? Oh, was that your big moment? But like to me, that just needed to be said. It wasn't nothing. It was something. It got weird. You went a little far. I heard all about it. It's embarrassing. And now I don't really know what to think. And I'm bummed we never got to be friends, because I'm bummed I spent my whole summer with him. Like it's just a whole sort of domino effect of everything. And
I agree with all of that. I do think the onus is completely on Jesse.
It 100%
100%.
is. No, it is. But so Lexi's kicking herself for not doing a better job of just like finding that time, making sure to make those connections. And I think that every girl would have that exact, I don't trust her. We would all be thinking that in our heads, but in a perfect performance, you wouldn't say that, because in a perfect performance, all blame goes to the dude. And I think that she, in that moment, just got over her skis and said something, and it was just a bummer, because like I said, I think that she's been very articulate and well-spoken and well understanding of the situation. And there's always been like, no, I never thought it, like people have been telling me that, but I'm like, Sierra, they're like brother and sister. I've never seen anything. Well, they don't do it in front of you. You know, you're not there. And so I just think it was, it's unfortunate that it wasn't a perfect performance, because it has been. I loved that Gabby just kept on, because she sees right through Jesse. He has nothing for her. She couldn't give a shit about anything he's got to offer. She wants none of it. And so she doesn't have any problem with saying that. Whereas the other girls are kind of friends with him. I have another little bit more of a hot take where like, this is probably not going to be a popular comment, but here I go anyways. Jesse kisses those girls' ass. Mm-hmm. He pumps them up 24/7. He follows them around like a stupid little dog. I think that they're They like the attention. They like, what girl wouldn't? And he's super sweet to them. Like, he's just a dumb kid to them. So like, they don't really take him seriously. They don't really care. And they'd rather have him around commenting on their Instagrams and saying like, you look sexy today. But hot damn, you know, like they're into that. So they've chosen that over a girl that they don't really know.
Also, that's probably why they don't believe that he's a total fuckboy, because I think they're sitting there thinking, no, Jesse's he's a harmless puppy.
Yeah.
And he's not.
No, he's not.
Puppies have teeth too. They can bite also, and he does.
Yeah, and he lies, and everything that he said where like I'm so glad that she said, Jesse said that he disliked you. I asked him why you're going with her, because he just told me he dislikes you. I believe that Jesse said that. I don't believe that Jesse really dislikes Sierra.
No.
But I believe 1,000,000%
that he
says that kind of
100%.
shit to girls just because he likes the attention of that line.
But this is why I get so irritated, and I don't want Sierra to give him any of her time.
Yeah.
And I feel like for whatever reason, this isn't landing with people. And so I want to be very clear when I say, we love this person. We don't want this person we love to spend time with a person we don't love.
Yes.
And people keep saying, but they're friends. I get it. I can think that someone's friend sucks and I don't want them to hang out anymore.
And that
because
one friend is
bad
offering a lot.
character corrupts good company.
Exactly.
And so,
what does your dad say?
No, I'm sorry. Bad company corrupts good character.
Just lie with dogs, wake up with fleas.
Yeah. Don't be surprised if you lay with dogs and wake up with fleas.
Yeah.
And it's the truth. And I just don't think that he deserves her shine, her good time, like the fun that she brings to everything. And that's where I get annoyed with the situation, because I think all summer he's hitting on her and she is being clear, like, I'm not into you, or like she's having fun with him because they have a fun relationship.
Yeah.
But I don't think she was trying to steal him from Lexi.
No, I don't think she was just
that,
enjoying the attention because she enjoys the attention.
Who
Like,
wouldn't?
That's
And who
exactly what I'm saying.
Correct.
I don't blame any of it, but it is a thing. It's not nothing.
But
it is
to me,
a
it
thing.
all falls on Jessie, not on her.
Of course. So I wish that Lexi was a perfect robot to where it, but like anybody in Lexi's position that hears about this going on, it doesn't, like, we would hope that they know it doesn't matter about her. She's a seat filler. She's a placeholder for a dozen other girls that he's going to do the same thing with. It doesn't mean anything with her, but she's not, we all just want her to stop around with this dude, period. And people keep saying
all of them.
All of the girls
and
people keep saying they didn't go to that thing together. He was working, she was working, they were on a brand deal. He was like at Coachella, at the US Open or whatever. And it's like, it doesn't mean you have to take photos together and post them on your personal Instagrams. Like, those are fucking choices that only benefit one person. And if they're benefiting Sierra, it's only for her ego, because if she could be enjoying also the attention that comes from, they're hanging out. Oh, pss, 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 like everyone's talking about it, everyone's forwarding it, it's getting shared, it's engagement. It's all the things. When people go, I'm so sorry that we commented. I've commented so many times tonight, but I just have one more thing to say. I'm like, are you joking? Comment away. Like, I don't know how YouTube works, but I don't imagine that it's not great for us to have more engagement. Like, we love it and we love you, and we write back because we this is clearly a conversation we enjoy. Here we are doing it. I wish we'd known that anybody gave a shit about any of this, because we've been having these conversations for decades, and who knew we just had to press the red button and like find a million new friends, like, anyway. So point being is that I can blame Jessie for everything, but at a certain point I do start going, Sierra, what are you doing? What are you doing, man?
I don't think she's seeing it from this perspective at all.
Yeah. I see it.
So
you guys still think that? I know I'm jumping ahead, but even after she came out and tapped him on the head, giggling, and said, "So you don't like me?" Like, at that moment, I was like, "All right, this is a TV show." Like, I'm not saying this season is fake, but this whole storyline was participatory.
Okay.
Like, when that thing happened, I was like, "All right." So Paige was breaking up. Like, Paige had some shit she didn't want to deal with, and not on camera, right?
Yeah.
I now think the thing that I've been like, Sierra's dealing with something. I don't think she wants to talk about it on camera, but there's something going on in her personal life that is making her just not standoffish, but just not part of the story this season, not in on the whole thing. I now think that was Craig, right? Like her dealing with her friend and that failing relationship. Like, I think that they were like, yo, we got some new chicks coming. Jesse, you up? Yeah, I'm down. What do we got? Okay, we're going to do a thing, and then you're going to flirt with Sarah. You're going to flirt back and giggle. Oh, we're just bro. And then it's good. That, you guys down with that storyline? Then these two are going to have a kids thing. You know, like, I don't know if that came, but like, when she came down on the couch and everything was cool, and Amanda came over and was like, yo, the body's not even cold. You guys chill out. It made me think back to the sexual tension you can cut with a knife. Oh, these two, I thought they were going to bang that night. Well, Craig thought they were going to be together.
Yeah. So you think it's all fake?
I just think it's all like, not fake. I think it happened, but I just think they're all in on it now.
Listen, I love that 1,000 times more than I like what I feel like has been going on for this past. So like, if this is all participation, you're about to go into your 10th anniversary, and like and your star Paige is having a moment, and so everybody needs to like get on board with like figuring out how to shift away from like who we all tune in for. Let's get real. Like that's what on day one of this show, that's who we're all there to see. Yeah, Kyle.
I like Kyle. I don't think it was all a scripted, staged, fake, whatever. I think that they didn't take Lexi seriously. I don't think they took their relationship seriously. I don't think they took her as a person seriously.
Because it wasn't serious.
But even her, like, as a person, seriously, I think they're just kind of like, you know, the opinion that Jesse had of her when she was first in the house that night, the first night. Like, do people think you're, what was the word? Ditzy.
Yeah.
I just think everyone thought she could kind of be a B character.
Yeah, that's what Truth for Peace said. I'll just read it right now. Truth for Peace says, are we watching a micro of a macro? Lexi Wood, Elle Wood from Legally Blonde. Lexi Wood came into the house being labeled a ditz by the 31 going on 13 Jesse Solomon. Her cute teenage-like appearance, big smile, and giggly girl personality made the house underestimate her. But when she felt like an injustice was done to her, this little girl turned into a fierce woman who wasn't going to take any more crap from the very toothy, two-faced liar. I love her.
Yeah. This is the other thing. Sorry, now I'm just short-circuiting with annoyances. Yeah. Even the editing of this episode, like as I was taking my notes and just kind of bullet pointing each each scene, we weren't even getting scenes. It was here's 2 seconds of someone sitting, of Paige and Jesse sitting on the couch. Here's 2 seconds of Lexi and Gabby in their room. Then here's 2 seconds of Sierra and Paige in their room having the dumbest conversation that I thought none of these conversations even matter. Like, we get it.
Mike's rule is me, because I have been like really getting in line with that. Like, there's only 42 minutes of these episodes, and they're shooting hours every day. If it's in there, it means something. So I'm literally trying to dissect everything from like, oh, I slept so hard that my pimple patch is creasing.
Wrinkled.
Like, what is that code for? like just all that stupid shit. There was one thing that they said that I think was a Easter egg for when they spin off, you know, when Amanda says that thing way later about like, Kyle says he doesn't want me to be so depressed in fall and winter, which is exactly what for the rumor, that's exactly when they're supposed to be filming their spinoff. So that's that out of all of them. Even when Paige and Sarah were talking about the not loving her any boyfriends, like,
it was just all filler.
Yeah, it was all filler.
The conversation with Paige and Sierra, I was like, this is a conversation that you guys had 5 years ago when you first met. Like 3 days after you first met, and you realized you guys were like in love with you, not so, but like gonna be best. Like, oh no, we're gonna be besties.
No, I will say this, because girls, I think, do this all the time, or like, at least the girlfriends that I'm with. Sometimes it's just fun to, even though you've talked about the house that you want to buy a million times, or like if your girlfriends are single, like, so, okay, wait, tell me what's the dream scenario? Like dream guy. We just like to do stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I feel like Courtney asked me those questions. Nobody else asked me those questions, but I know that there's a million Courtneys.
But does it change?
Not like Courtney.
your
There's no
answer
other
change?
Courtneys.
I'll take
but-
another course, please.
I know, but like
Does
I know
your
that
answer change though? So you guys are you're
well,
telling
yeah,
me that
through the
girls-
years,
Yeah,
your
of
answer
course.
would totally change.
Okay. Seemed like a weird conversation to me.
I mean,
That's
it was
'cause you
a
don't
weird-
have a uterus. I'm telling you.
It was a weird conversation in that like this is the finale. We
That's
only
right.
like bring your best. What are we doing here? Yeah.
Like that was like cute fly on the wall girl talk,
Yeah.
but like that is not finale worthy
No.
conversations. So whatever. Lindsay thinks that again, this is why I love Lindsay. Everything that I used to hate about her, I now love about her.
Yeah.
When she's talking to Taylor, Travis, what the hell's her boyfriend's name? Something with a T. Who cares? Turner. She's gonna turn her the page on him soon, according to the finale. She's like, yeah, I threw a dinner. It was great, so chill and easy. I'm like, Lindsay, not one, but 2 fights erupted at this dinner, and they don't know. Just it was chill.
It was in the planner.
And this summer was just such a sleeper across the board. It's Friday night, and all the girls are asleep in the house. They're not even like up partying with the guys. The next morning, we wake up. Imrul has his belly bagels. He takes the sandwiches out of his sweatshirt.
Which is like, what was that about?
Because I think he was
Stole
on his
them?
motorcycle.
No.
So he had him in there. Get a basket.
Cool guys don't have baskets on their
Basket
motorbikes.
on a motorcycle.
You could like
You're gonna
the
get suspended.
Uber guys.
2 weeks suspension.
That's probably he's like, no, I'm not going to
It'll
be
look like an Uber
possibly
guy.
mistaken for the Uber guy.
All right, so we have the belly bagels, and then it's just again, it's more of nothingness. Jesse is just like bum, that was weird, whatever. Lexi's sad, which I do really think they had crushes on each other. So I'm not saying that it's weird that they feel this way, but again, it's like all you did was fight all season.
Yeah.
So we've got this ping pong game happening again. Danielle shows up again. God bless you, Danielle. Go live your life. I don't care. Why are you there except to ball bust our favorite person on the cast besides Paige, Lindsay?
I know, it's really
I just
weird.
think every scene Danielle has been in this season, she has had a dig towards Lindsay, and Lindsay's just too happy to care or fight back. But they go into after everyone shows up and we see that Jesse and Lexi are sad, they go into the DIY tombstones, and her Danielle's comment to Lindsay was, oh, death of your vagina as you know it, or something like that. And it's just
Everything,
like,
every single thing. Like even just walking in and going, everyone's like the first line out of your mouth, but still in like a chipper, cheery way. So you're not really sure how to take it is we're all still in our pajamas in the middle of the afternoon. Hi, honey. Like,
yeah, Danielle, you lived here. You
Yeah.
know how it goes.
yeah. Someone, I feel like maybe it was the Crabbins guys were like, yeah, Gabby is still in her PJs. The last action Gabby had in this house, you stole it from her. Like, were they both interested maybe in someone?
Yeah, balloon guy.
Yeah.
Danielle banged Gabby's boyfriend.
Oh, great.
Or I think he cheated. I think it was even maybe
Gabby's
like a
boyfriend
cheated.
cheated on her with Danielle.
And they only figured it out once they got in the house and started chatting.
I think she knew. Gabby knew before, but
But yeah.
she came to the house with that information.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like a big thing.
No,
it
no,
was
they
like
laughed
my
about it.
boyfriend cheated on me. Turns
Yeah.
out you're the chick that he banged.
Yeah.
Now I remember. I was thinking it was something else. Like I was thinking it was like a happening live and direct. Like it was like she brought a guy and then Danielle stole him away. Because I feel like Danielle has done that with someone.
Well, no, she did with Balloon Guy.
Yeah, there was like
When
a
Lindsay was engaged.
vendor that they were both
Last
wanted
summer,
to
she's like,
bang.
oh, the balloon guy's really cute. I invited him to the party. And
Yeah.
they both thought he was cute.
Yeah.
And they were the only 2 single girls in the house. So it also was obvious that
Yeah,
they were going to
yeah,
be going
yeah.
after him. And Danielle's just like, she pulled like a Ramona.
Pulled
Anytime,
him straight into her room and just like took all of her clothes off.
she was just like, out of my way.
Yeah.
I've never loved balloons more than anything in my
Yeah.
entire life. Let's talk about them till I die.
Yeah. Aside from Kyle, who just decides to like walk through the room with his, like you're just seeing butt cheeks for days. Like Danielle gave zero, like in that
Totally.
bedroom scene, she
Yeah.
just fully got completely naked and like went to town with this guy. And it's like, I know that you know that it's not going to be shown on TV, but there are a dozen people in the post department that are going to see you and have access to a tape of you doing this. Like, does that mean nothing to anyone anymore?
No,
I guess not.
I get it. Danielle, you were right. We were all team Danielle when she was saying, I just think you're moving a little fast.
Yeah.
And maybe we should think about this. And we're the three amigos, right? Which is such a lame name for, anyway. You've now lost all of us.
Yeah.
And by the way, it was kind of hard to get us on your team anyway, because there's something about her that she's just not main character reality TV energy.
She's just been Lindsay's side bitch, like
her yes man.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like in Lindsay's worst moments, it didn't matter. She was going to ride or die. And I do respect that in a friend, but this is also a job. And there's an audience that is tracking like what is really right and wrong. And like, you sold yourself short for many years getting on board with a girl that was always wrong.
Correct. And now it's like you've come back and you've woken up to the fact that she was always wrong, but now you're just being mean to the pregnant girl, so your timing is way off.
Yeah, your timing is so off.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Was Danielle mean to Lindsay this episode? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like when she said, "Oh, death to," or like, "What's going to be scary? Your vagina after you."
All she said, she just made a joke. They were talking about like things that were dying, and she's like, "How about the death of your vagina as you know it after you have this baby?"
Yes, that's what it was.
Which, like,
listen, no,
that's
not
a pretty normal joke for a pregnant lady.
For like zingers here and there, when all you're doing is just cutting this person that has been your best friend forever, who you've never talked to that way, it sticks out like a sore thumb. That like now all you have for her is like. Because we don't even have the scene where she says the other stuff about the show. Yeah,
but I don't like Danielle. I never have. But like, she was her yes man forever.
Yeah.
And then she kind of shit on Danielle. And like everything went to shit with their friendship. Then they made up, I guess, maybe. But now Danielle's back, maybe with a new attitude of like, I'm not going to be your yes man minion anymore. I'm going to speak my mind. And that's kind of Danielle's way of saying or showing that like, I'm not going to get put. I'm just saying the reason that Danielle might be like zinging everybody, especially Lindsay.
But she's only zinging Lindsay.
She's only
she's
zinging
not,
Lindsay.
Because you
and she
literally just said she walked into the house zinging Gabby about the jammies. And then, so like, she's not.
Okay.
But the reason she might be zinging Lindsay, if let's just say that's all she's, is because she's just trying to take back some power or show Lindsay, I'm not going to be.
Bitch. That's how I feel about it.
No, this is what we are agreeing with you that yes, she woke up and was like, oh my God, I don't want to be this person's yes man anymore. I'm not Lindsay's hype man anymore. And what Nat and I are saying is, right, but now you just are being mean to the pregnant girl and that never plays.
Who has changed her own ways.
And now the pregnant girl rocks.
Yeah. And all the times we needed you, all the times the whole house, we were all as viewers waiting for you to say something like, I love you, but I just don't think this would. Not a once until now, and now she's not on the show. So it just seems so calculated that she's just trying to get on the show. She's saying things to try to get her spot back. That's what it looks like to me all the time.
Here's my sports analogy for you, Mike. It's like it's a tie score, end of the game, right? We're playing some basketball. She's got the fucking what is it called when you're like, when everyone times out and they line up on the sides and you get to shoot and nobody's moving? Free throws. She's got a free throw, right? Like you would think you're a professional athlete, easiest thing in the world, just get it right in. And she misses every single time. This is in previous seasons. And now this season, she's scoring left, right, and center. And it's like we're ahead by 200
the janitor's
points.
Like, can you get
the game is over. You won. Like it's done.
Yeah. Also, turn in your key card. You don't
and
work
your
here
uniform.
Anymore.
You're not on this team anymore. Just sit in the bleachers and cheer and tweet or X or whatever.
So I obviously that thing. I'm sure she does have some things. They're just all I remember is that you were of no use when we needed you, and now you're here providing what service? You're not needed at all now, and now it's actually weird because this girl isn't doing anything to anyone, but now you're going to get all of your licks out on her now. Like you're an idiot.
I mean, I don't think Danielle's acting any different than Danielle has been since the day she walked in. Danielle has always just been the girl to show up and be like, yeah, but he said, well, remember what she said? Hey, Lindsay, did you know what they said about you? Hey, what? Of course you're just jammies. Like that's Danielle's job, is to come in and zing a one-liner and start shit.
Yeah.
And sit back and see what happens.
Totally.
Now the party starts. I thought this was honestly, this theme was the Pirates theme. It was so bad. What was the theme? Scary stuff?
Like dead, dying, haunted house, kind of like it reminded me of whatever those things are called, like Not Scary Farm, where people are supposed to like jump out at you and scare you and whatever.
I thought it was so lame. Anyone else?
I don't like parties where you can't look hot, and I just think
Lexi
like
looked hot.
she still pulled it off, but it was still like you when she is having that final argument with Jesse, you want her to be in her Angel Sleeping Beauty outfit, not like with like blood like painted out of her face. I just want more for those kinds of parties. Like I get bummed when they can't just really when they got to wear a lobster bib or in a fight.
Who knows what the theme was? I think it was like horror, scary.
Yeah.
Sierra's costume again. She just nails it every time.
Yeah, but it just like wasn't. I think, and maybe this is what's also annoying because there was so many scenes like you were saying that like where she's one-liners or just okay, we're listening to them. Does that mean something? I don't know. Like I felt like I was wasting energy on so much that it didn't matter. Where like they didn't really give her outfit that much attention. So because when they would, she would have those funny things where she'd say, "Oh, page 10 for the capital markets mergers," or whatever it was. Like she was being really funny, but like they could have spent all that time dicking around and put it on her following her around, because I felt like they did that with past costumes of hers. So it just didn't give it the show that it deserved.
I thought they did, but
okay.
I just thought the party sucked. I thought it didn't look fun. It didn't look like anything I wanted to be at.
Yeah.
I don't want to lay in a casket. Everyone just looked so gloomy. I thought Jesse hitting on these chicks just was so lame. He's doing that thing where it's like, oh, I'm going to make my presence known, but like, I'm not going to talk to you, which is fine. You can, you're single. Yeah. It's just a lame MO.
No, it was super lame.
The whole thing was just lame.
And here's another funny thing that like, so I'm half asleep. I'm watching this episode and then it just went right into the first episode. Like it just started over because 15 is the last one. So it went to the first episode. By minute 6, they meet and there's moonbeams. By 8:30, minute 8:30 is it Lexi gives me wood? Like that's what he says. At 9:30, he says to her, "Yeah, I'd do anything for you." I'd do anything for you.
That's what he said to the 2 girls who asked for the ride home.
This was all, I was not searching for this.
This
so
just
offended. Happened. Yeah. At 11 minutes, he asked Sierra for a hug. Oh my God, you're so hot. So within that first, it's always act 1 is the first 15 minutes. You got to know exactly 10 minutes if you're good. You got to know exactly what you're here for. This show had a plan, and that's something, because I often knock them for having no plan and just dicking us around and not having anything to work with and whatever. But they chose, what does Miranda say? That cerulean sweater you picked out of a bargain bin. You didn't know that we made that choice for you.
Yeah. It's such a good scene.
Yeah. Greatest scene of that movie.
Yeah.
I'd do anything for you.
Of course.
Sleazeball. What?
Nothing.
You don't think that that's funny that he says that immediately?
No, I think it's funny that I said that 10 minutes ago, and both of you were like, "I don't think that's a scripted or it's set up." I think, and then you said it. You thought it's set up from.
Oh no, I don't think that
minutes
production told him to say that to someone. You think it was?
What I said was, I think that when Sierra comes to the couch and like that revealed to me that like, oh, everyone's in on this.
Right.
That also reveals to me that everyone's in on this.
Oh, I didn't take it that way.
Yeah.
How so? You literally said that it was the first 10 minutes, the setup of the season.
Right. I'm saying that like they shoot the whole season. And so then clearly when they go into the edit, they know here's the story we want to focus on. Here's going to be our A story for the season. A lot of times I don't give the producers of these shows a lot of credit, because I felt like we've been dragged around a lot. And so I just wanted to say that offhand, I did not go back to the first episode to look for anything. It just came on. And within the first 10 minutes, I was like, holy shit, they really were telling this story from the beginning. Because like I said, I often think that they are like no one's doing anything and they're trying to piece together something because they got nothing,
Listen, whether it was totally scripted, not scripted at all, or somewhere in between, I clocked when he said that, and I'm just like, you have learned nothing. You are a love bomber extraordinaire.
No.
You don't even know how to, it just falls out of you.
Yeah.
It's like breathing.
When he says to Paige, because Paige is like, listen, I am always for the girls, but you didn't really do, like, I don't know. I don't want to jump ahead, but like, that's just part of this. Like,
No, she
don't
said
even know
that
where we
before
are.
when we were on the couch. We were
Yeah.
talking about,
and says, I don't, like, you didn't cheat on her, you know, like you just, whatever it was. So I think she was just basically trying to say like, why I'm listening to you right now. I don't think you're a horrible person. You know, but you went too fast, too hard. And he goes, I know. That's never happened to me before. And my eyes like rolled into the back of my head. Jesse's probably not had a tryst in his life that didn't go that way. Like you don't just turn into that like overnight, you know, like the way that how fast that relationship went is like, no, that's your speed. That's your style. You are so desperate for the love and adoration and the acceptance and like the like getting in right away, you know, whatever West did the year before, maybe you wanted to do that this year or whatever it was, like that's what he does. And then he's like, yeah, I've learned my lesson there. And then the first line he has to those girls is, I'd do anything. Literally the first kind of line that he said to Lexi, like, this is rinse and repeat with you. You're such a dum-dum.
And now we have it on tape, at least. So hopefully at least 10% of the girls that will run into Jesse will be like, where have I heard that before? Oh, right. To 2 other women on the TV show that you're on.
Yeah.
When him and Lexi are then talking in the kitchen, again, like, I don't want to hear them have this argument because it's just, we're going in circles. He doesn't understand what she's saying at all. Like she's speaking another language. And he now is just consistently walking himself into her defense because she's like, I don't trust you because you went into that room and you told them things that's not why I broke up with you or whatever that words to that effect. And he's like, I'm sorry I slipped up and said one little thing about Sierra. When Kyle was on Watch What Happens Live, he goes, I was confused because that's all we talked about.
Exactly.
In the room, which we knew that. That's what, at least I know I said that last week when we were talking about it. It was obvious.
Kyle clocks him all the time.
Which I love.
Yeah.
I love.
Which I don't even like Kyle, but there is something about that I'm like, he doesn't like him.
You don't know. Yeah. So at any rate, he's like, I'm sorry I said one little thing about Sierra. And she's like, but you didn't. You said all of this stuff about her. And he's like, okay, I did. And it's like, right, you're now catching yourself in your own lies. Yeah. That's how sloppy you're getting.
What I did think was so funny is because we've all noticed that like he gets real like, you know, we did that whole thing about like Jesse's not having any fun at this party and this party was supposed to be fun. What Jesse did tonight was he took back his power and he said, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm dressed up again, having this conversation again. I'm going outside. There's 4 sisters out there and I am wide open now. And he was like, I'm not doing it. I gotta go. This is the last party of the season. I refuse to miss it. That's where he took his power back.
But then in that next scene, this is why this episode was confusing to me and I have no resolution with anything and I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
Because then all of a sudden, West is inside talking to those girls and Sierra walks in and she's like sweeping the quote unquote trash out, which I get trying to be a girl's girl. I don't really love calling other girls trash. That kind of.
It was West talking to them or was Jesse inside talking to them?
Jesse was.
Okay.
And she's, pretending to sweep out, being like, get out of the house. And she was saying that she was doing it because she didn't want to see Lexi, like that would bum Lexi out if she saw them.
You've been real protective of Lexi this whole time. I'm going to go out on a limb and say you just don't want, you probably don't want stranger girls in your house if it's not needed. But also, you guys like to keep all the boys' attention for yourself. Like you don't need other 12-year-olds hanging about. And
I don't know what the reason for it was. And I feel very unresolved and I'm not okay with it.
Like, there's only 2 options. Are you kicking him out for you? Or are you kicking him out for Lexi? And if it's Lexi, that would be the ideal and like what we should all believe because Lexi's the one that's going to see that freshly broken up 5 seconds ago. Again, I get it, but still a fresh breakup. And I just don't know if Sierra has ever really gone out of her way to shield Lexi from anything. Like there's no pattern there for me to go, oh,
yeah, that's why it was
what
confusing.
she does. Yeah. So it's just, I don't know why she did that.
How did you take it, Mike?
I don't know. I bought it. I bought that she was just having that feeling of like that's fucked up for her to see that, and
You did?
I did. Yeah.
Huh, okay.
Yeah. I'm not like, there's no way, but like you've just shown me unless you're doing it because you're now like now you're feeling like you need to do some stuff because you just got called out that she doesn't trust you because you guys have gotten weird and crossed some boundaries and it's been a thing. And so now is Sarah taking that last chance of the final moments of season whatever 9 production to no, I care about Lexi. I that was up what he did. I was getting those girls out of here because I'm a girl's girl.
Yeah, it did feel a little like, if you've gotten in an argument with someone and maybe you went a little too hard with them.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you guys, you're okay now. Like, and you're talking and it's the next morning. It's like, oh, no, you stay. I'll get you the coffee. Or like, we're going to go out and get sandwiches. Why don't you get a head start on getting ready? It's fine. I got it.
Yeah.
Or my treat. Like, it just seemed a little too much when you're right. Like, we haven't seen that.
Yeah, I'll go get the sandwiches. Well, because I wrecked your car last night.
Right. Do you know what I did think? Just one last thing on that scene that was weird / annoying to me. Again, another thing that like Jesse just conveniently, I'll take a course. Thanks, friend. It's just like, oh, I saw Sierra at the US Open or whatever. And Lexi said, it was on Monday. You knew I didn't have plans on Monday. Why didn't you invite me? So not only did you not invite your girlfriend that you apparently were obsessed with, but then you take selfies and videos of yourself with the girl that you've been flirting with all summer and your girlfriend knows you've been flirting with all summer. Again, this has nothing to do with Sierra. And you post it on your Instagram feed. Like, of course, Lexi's going to be pissed.
Yes. Like, you obviously knew that Sierra was going to be there. Like, if this is what some of our commenters have said, that it was like they were both there for their own deals or whatever. Like, but you could take a guess and you knew that she didn't have plans. And like, you're so excited to be back together. You're doing everything. Like, you're in that mode right now where like you're minding all your P's and Q's because like you really like, you got a second chance of a lifetime as far as Jesse's concerned. So he either didn't want to take her because he likes Sierra and wants to spend time with her, or he finds that selfies with Sierra are way more profitable than selfies with his own girlfriend, who's a new girl this is during the filming of the show. We don't know who she is
that
yet.
Couldn't even be because doesn't Lexi have more followers than Sierra?
She does, but like if you're really into like I'm on Summer House and like here and my girl Sierra's on Summer House, we're the Summer House. Like I just think that Jesse's so dumb and childish and immature and like starstruck on because like I said, this is still before the season starts airing.
Then he's just not doing the math because anyone who's a Summer House fan is like, oh my God, wait, he's with the new chick.
Yeah.
And wait, who's this? Wait, Jesse's with some chick who's a model who has 1 million Instagram followers and whatever. Not that Sierra's not also a model. I'm just saying like, either way, it bodes well for him.
Yeah.
Sierra's a gorgeous model. Lexi's a gorgeous model.
Yeah.
But Lexi was your girlfriend. So invite your girlfriend. I would have, if my boyfriend did that, I would have been so hurt and livid.
Especially since it's the girl that you just was just part of your breakup. Yep. So it seemed like I feel like you just have basically shoved this whole episode off because you think it's all fake now.
Okay.
Or I mean, do you like you're extremely quiet this evening because it seems like it kind of just feels like everything that we're saying, it seems like you're on another level of like they're dicking around with this shit that like doesn't matter because actually this is what's going on. So
I don't know. I feel like you guys are just layering on things and being like, I don't get it, to a thing that I'm like, okay, I think I just said that. But that's fine. Like, we don't have to agree.
No,
you
we
guys
don't have to agree. But like, what'd you just say?
Get
Like,
into the show and
I guess the biggest, most interesting part of the episode was the last 2 scenes where like you see Lindsay have her baby, which was really sweet. Because that's where we're at, right?
Yeah.
Like all of the stuff ends. There was no sweet, fun goodbye from the Summer House. I have loved Lindsay's journey this entire season. I think somehow, and honestly, if anyone could do it, I think it's Lindsay. Like somehow she was a pregnant chick in the summer house and she was adorable and it could have been so weird, so bad. And I think she did it really well. And she even said, I had a great summer and I had a great time watching her have a great summer.
No, me too. She's really this is. I don't know how to articulate this without it just sounding like it's a total looks thing, like it's an attractiveness thing. But like she also carries really well.
Yeah,
she just some women like to no fault of their own, just like.
No, Bethany Frankel said, she was like, I literally like grew a jaw.
Yeah.
When I was pregnant.
Yeah. Like there are some women that just don't, that like it's all, everyone's different. Like her whole presence was just like, I'm living my life. And then there's also this bump here. And like, it wasn't the other way around. It wasn't like the bump was leading her. It was like she was leading the bump. So I think that's like.
You know what I did think was interesting? And she said it to Mike's point, like if they're keeping this in, it means something, yada, yada. That her and Turner are very different because she's a public person and he's so incredibly private.
Yeah.
And it was weird to me when we were watching her walk into the hospital alone.
Yeah.
And like, he didn't even have just like a hand on her shoulder when she was holding the baby, kissing it. Like, Turner, your daughter, your child, the fruit of your loins is on television.
Yeah.
We can't get a profile shot of you, bro.
No, it's weird. And just being okay with letting her walk in on her own and having all the viewers see that after. It's not like this is her first job here in her first season, like working to get to this point for almost 10 years and finally walking into the hospital. Like you can't even just like have a backside where like nothing, man. Like this is a big accomplishment for her. She's literally come to a point where she has achieved everything that she wanted to later than she wanted to, but it means even more now.
Yeah.
And like, I just thought that either they're not really together and they just sort of like never really announced it. Maybe also, you know, she could have wanted that moment to say like, thank you so much for your deposit. I'll be going now because I'm the most independent woman that you've ever met.
I don't think so because she did mention it as like the one thing that's been a bummer when Paige and Amanda came over. And I completely respect not wanting to be on reality TV.
Yeah, of course.
Full stop, right? But I also really respect not wanting to put your relationship on reality TV. With that being said, a home video of you just showing up to be there during the birth of your child, I think he could have thrown her a bone and done that.
No, I do too, because it left too much of a message. It's one thing where it's like, oh, I have to go to this dinner. It doesn't really matter if I bring someone or not. I'm going to the dinner. It's just like you're putting her in a position for a lot of people to ask what's going on and just speculate on things that like aren't important when they should, like, not, they are important, but it takes attention away from the fact that she's giving birth today.
Yeah.
Because now everyone's just going, why are you by yourself? You're rolling in this suitcase.
And
like,
you know your boyfriend is the one filming you.
Oh, I don't even know if he is.
Oh, he was there at the birth.
Yeah.
I just think he just didn't want to be on camera.
Yeah.
Anyway, her daughter looks perfect and wonderful. And I love the name. I think it's so sweet.
Yeah,
Gemma's a really
sweet.
cute name. This stupid scene about Paige and Craig's breakup. I get it. It's the end of the road. We've heard everything. There's no new information, but there was new information in the teaser when she said, and there's 2 girls that I caught you texting. Where did that go?
Dude, I don't know. It could mean, like, I was thinking about what it could mean. The first choice is it was bullshit. And so it was like, we don't really want to include this because it just wasn't a thing. Like that didn't happen or it didn't happen in the way that like she was saying it did. The other version is Craig threw a fit and said, if you don't cut that, I'm not coming back or something. Like it's one of the two. Like that's crazy. That's all we've really been waiting for the whole season, you know?
We know he already bought a ring or said he bought a ring.
Yeah.
And half of America thinks he never did and the other half thinks he did.
I mean, there's only 2 reasons. She said take it out because she felt bad and it wasn't true, or he said take it out, which sometimes you don't get that option. But if you're Paige and Craig, maybe. And then a third option is like she just said it, and like it was like we talked about in the beginning. Like, yes, you like people like Carl said, the people fucking DM all the time. I can't control that. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it could have been nothing. It could have been, oh, here we are 3, 4, 5, 6 months after this breakup. Everybody online is over it. They've dissected the shit out of it. We don't need to keep this thing in there that really was nothing. And it's going to mean nothing because these two don't even talk to each other anymore. So what? We're going to leave it in and then what? Nothing comes of it because it's not a thing.
Well, it's going to perpetuate. It's going to
Exactly.
reignite the fire.
that
And Craig is
stupid-
now filming Southern Charm now
With Natalie
with
Jr..
the new girl. So
Natalie
they're probably
It
second.
just wasn't
yeah,
a thing.
It
It
could have been a
most
Bravo
likely
decision
just
to like, we're not
wasn't.
dirtying our dude for no reason because now we are going into this new season with him in a new relationship and we want to leave all this behind. And I think the fans are ready to leave it all behind.
Yeah.
You know?
I am. I just was super annoyed.
No, I was annoyed too because they also cut the line where she says like your nipples are
huge
crazy
or
yeah, or
crazy,
something
yeah.
like that. Yeah. So it was like, but I almost wonder if they cut that so that they could be like, it's not weird. We cut things. It doesn't have a meaning, you know, like because somebody else was saying that there was other stuff that was out of it, but I didn't have time to read in.
No, there
into
was. It was like a completely different from what we saw in the teaser.
Yeah.
It was a completely different scene. But I, like you, I literally wrote this down. This is the planting of the seed of the new show when the girls are talking by the casket
Yeah.
during the party. And then when I'm watching Lindsay, Amanda, and Paige
Yeah.
having this whole new journey.
Yeah.
Paige is even literally, if things are scripted or guided or whatever, she's like, we're all in our 30s and things just never turn out the way you think they're going to. I'm like, this is the first scene of the new show. Can we just roll the credits and go into this?
But like also just the first scene of like how many like it is so cheese dick. Like that is the teaser for a bajillion shows. Oh, and here I am in my 30s. Life just isn't what I thought it would be.
Cue the voiceover.
Exactly.
But I'm fine with it. I want to
I'm
watch
fine
that.
with it because I'm so excited for them to add another show. You're not losing Summer House. You're just gaining.
Oh my God. It's like when people are in a bad marriage and then like the respective partners get new, great, like people that they really love. And it's like, you're not losing a mom. You're gaining a bonus mom.
Yeah.
We just want Bravo. We just want our bonus mom.
Yeah, no, totally.
The only other two notes I had about the scene is one, and because I think Carlite did this last time. Can anyone tell me where Amanda's sweater is from in that scene? That smushy, white, sexy Cardi. I love it. If someone can, Joe, if you know what sexy Cardi is from, I'm going to be really impressed. But the other thing was, Paige said, I lied, and I get it. Like, we're done talking about it. We're recapping it.
No. Like, yeah, let's like, we're leaving it all in the field after this, after this month, you know?
Paige just said, I lied through my teeth about you. And I just personally want to know,
what did you lie about?
What did you lie about? Because
Yeah.
I could guess, but I would have preferred she told us.
No, I would too. I heard something, but I don't even want to say it because I don't want to perpetuate it because it's just like
unless we know it's
a
fact.
I have a feeling that a lot of people are not going to love that she had to say in this episode that she didn't really love any of the people she's ever been with. She had some long-term relationships.
Yeah.
So
or at least two since she's been on the show.
Yeah. So it just feels like, okay. And then to say that basically her whole family, like, were like, oh, you have your personality back now. And I don't know. It would be nice to just, be done with it and over it. Like how now, like she, whenever she's in an interview, she will never say Craig and I, she will say my ex.
Yeah.
Like she makes these choices to just sort of like basically cut people to like they're dead now. Like,
yeah.
And she literally says, oh, you're dead to me now. Yeah.
Which I do think is smart to not keep mentioning his name.
No, I mean, it's fine, but like you're on a Bravo show and you're on Watch What Happens. Like this is all very like you're making it a thing. You might think that you're making it not a thing, but now all we're doing is going, why can't you just say his name? Like we all know you're not at your new job with friends that don't know him. We're all here. We know who you're talking about. And it's just, I don't know. So I just wish I understood her choices a little bit more because it just seems like, why are you even wasting your time doing shit like that? Like
I think she said it. Like as soon as she said like, yo, I'm getting annihilated here, this could easily go away with a quick comment. And he was like, I don't think I should. Like that was Paige to Sorbo being like, oh, really? Really, mother? Okay. yourself, you're dead to me.
Okay,
and that was
fine.
a wrap on that dude.
Well,
and
then-
like, I don't necessarily blame her for that.
Okay, you get to end a relationship, and then you're going to ask a favor of the person that you were just in it. Like,
No, only
I'm
because
sorry,
of what
choices
she
have
said.
consequences. Like you broke up with him. He does not owe you anything anymore.
Totally.
So to be dead after 5 years or however long they were to get, maybe it was 3 years, I don't know, but like a substantial amount of time, and also we've lived your lives with you. We've watched your lives, and like that's. I just think it's much. I just think you're going out of your way to just. I can't imagine that he didn't have doubts in his mind that could have happened.
Fine. But what she said was, I spent 3 years lying for you and covering for you and going to bat for you and defending you. And I'm just asking you to do this one thing, and you
Okay.
won't do it.
Well, if
That's fine. Don't do it. Like, he's allowed to not do it. She's allowed to say, after all the things that I
Okay.
did, you're not going to do me this one solid. And
Okay.
then cool. Then clearly you never, and I'm just putting words into her mouth, but like, same can be said. 3 years, you didn't love me. You don't love me now. You're not sad about that. You could do one simple thing, and it would alleviate so much shit for her, right? Like, and he was like, I think so, Lincoln. He was like, no, I'm not going to do it. He straight up said to her, fuck yourself. And maybe she cheated. Maybe he felt like she cheated. Fine. And I'm not saying that I would have, if I thought that, said anything either. But for her to ask and him to be like, no, Craig Conover, like, your whole storyline is that you're a liar. Sorry, a storyteller.
Okay, well, I'm sorry,
And you
but
can't tell one more little story?
all right, okay. Well, then, if she lied through her teeth for him, then she's not who I thought she was either. Because I've trusted her to the nth degree on everything. I've always said the thing about like the cheating, like all signs would point to something. Like I would say that about anyone else. Her, I'm not going to. I don't think I think we've all said it. She's never lied to us once. She's never given us a reason to distrust her. If she's been lying through her teeth for a guy who's a liar, a known liar, and has spent all these years with him, then like, I'm sorry, she's not who I thought. I was wrong about her a little bit, because it's just not, and not that I'm not going to watch her anymore and follow her and love her and all this stuff, but like, that's a bummer to know that she was lying through her teeth for him for what? Like, and why did she stay with him if she had to lie through her teeth for him?
I mean, she told us earlier in the episode that she lied to all her boyfriends.
No, not lying to them. She's saying lying for them.
But she told us earlier in the episode that she lied to all her boyfriends.
I don't understand.
Oh, did she say she lied to
She
them?
said, I told every one of my boyfriends that I loved them.
Oh, but she didn't know. She said,
and she
but
said
in
the truth.
retrospect, I now realize I didn't really love them. I
loved
loved my life,
and they just
were,
happened to be there.
Happened to be there, yeah. So I don't.
Which I don't actually take as a lie. I take that as like, oh no, like you realize, like, you know, if you date someone,
Yeah.
you know, when you're 22 and then you look back on them when you're 32, and sometimes you could say, no, that was love. Like I did love that person.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can be like, I was not in love with that person. God bless them. I was not in love with that person.
If she has never been in love with anybody she's ever been with, I honestly,
Her
I
mom
feel
fucked her up.
pity for her, because that is.
Love's the best thing in the whole
It's
wide
the best
world.
thing, and how you spent that much time with people you just didn't love. Like,
I think she was in love with Craig. I think she's talking from a place of, I know, like, whenever I'm broken up with, in that moment, you know, in the moments after, you're so upset. And I know that she wasn't the one that broke up with him, but still, she has feelings about it that you're just like, oh, I dated a guy who was really in touch with his emotions and like did crafts. I want to go after the Wall Street shark who just alpha gets stuff done. And like, maybe you don't even want that. You just want to shit on this person that you were with because you're upset over what happened. And I do think she was in love with Craig. You watched that one episode of when he showed up for prom and surprised her. I've never seen her so happy on television, like since we've known her. I mean, she lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying that it didn't go bad. It clearly did. They're not together anymore, but I wish you put it perfectly. I wish I could understand some of her decisions a little bit more because I really do like her. But I was confused by what she said to Wes during the dinner. I was confused by
So much.
like some of the stuff that she was saying with, not that I don't believe her. I know you're trying to be private about this, but you were in a public relationship. So we're just going to have questions about it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you don't have to answer it, but then we're going to just be speculating.
Yeah. You open it up to that.
Yeah.
But you're making so much money, so who cares?
Yeah, honestly.
Okay, food's here, and also our hard drive's blinking. So I hope that doesn't mean anything too horrible. BRB.
Yeah, BRB.
Guys, this is so stupid. What you're seeing right now has no audio. After these two assholes stuffed their big fat faces with Italian subs, we came back and shot for another hour reading all the comments. And then when I was loading the edit, I saw that it had recorded for 1 single second and then decided to call it quits. Cool, huh? Sorry for the short episode, friendies. There were some real bangers in those comments, too. See you bright and early on Friday for the Valley. Have a fantastic week, show hoes. Ciao, ciao.
I didn't do nothing. You're in charge of recording.
I did hit the button. It's on the thing.